5 things I hate in Red Dead Redemption. Number 5, the minigames not starting. Now I've encountered this issue many times in the past, and I still do occasionally. All I want to do is simply play one of the minigames, but sometimes I encounter this weird bug where I just can't start them or play them. Nobody's on the table, and I can't join. Now I gotta run away from the table and come back, hoping when I return, there'll be people that I can finally play with. This issue definitely does feel a bit annoying. I hate it when this happens because it just seems like a really dumb thing that just happens out of your control. You want to play a minigame just for the hell of it because they're quite fun to do. I have to hope that they don't glitch out or do this stupid thing where I just can't play them for some reason. If nobody's on the table, then you can't play. This is especially apparent with the outdoor activities, like 5-finger fillet and arm wrestling. These activities tend to have this bug way more frequent. And when it rains, well, these activities just straight up don't work. Literally, you can't play them when they're in the rain, which I guess makes sense. But now I have to sleep a few times just so they can start working. Now, even though this doesn't seem like a big issue nowadays with the newer versions, trust me when I say that in the 360 and PS3 versions, this issue was far more common, or my disc was just straight up not working on my Xbox. Because I can't tell you how many times poker, blackjack, and all the other activities just don't want to work for some reason. They either just have nobody at the table at all, or they just don't want to behave like they're supposed to. And I have to constantly run back and forth out of town and in a town to hope that all the NPCs will load in properly so that I can play these activities. And I swear, this always happens whenever I want to play them. When I don't want to play them, they work fine. But when I do, they don't want to work. Number 4, the random events. Now this game features a lot of unique events that you can encounter when you're free roaming. A lot of them are quite funny. A lot of them are also pretty unique from one another. I don't have a problem with the events that you can encounter when you're roaming around the frontier, like occasionally finding a campsite with people or helping out this guy with hunting his pelts. The only events that I do kind of have a bit of a problem are the ones that you encounter in town. The events that you may encounter in town usually go as the following. It can usually be some guy wanting to challenge you for a duel, or some guy's horse getting stolen and you have to return the horse back to its owner, or some store owner begging for help because some asshole wanted to rob his store. You do get rewarded for actually doing them. A little bit of money, some honor, and a little bit of fame. My only issue is that I feel like these events just kind of happen way too frequently. It's almost as if the game is just spamming these events. You usually don't even want to do these events. You're either just trying to get to your house to save or just play a little game of poker. It doesn't help that these are the types of events that if you don't do them, you're kind of guilt-tripped into failing them. You know, the types of events where if you don't do them, you get that red text on the bottom with that ugly-ass music. Makes you feel like an asshole. But it really wasn't my problem. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to just go into town and get some medicine. And all of a sudden, I gotta save some guy's horse. Why couldn't you just ask the law? Why does it always gotta be me and me only? Or God forbid, this racist dickhead is always getting robbed every single time I go to Armadillo. Yeah, I know you could just ignore these events and just move on, but still. Number 3, Undead John Marston. When you beat Undead Nightmare, you get to play as Undead John Marston. He's a pretty cool character, but I hate to say this, I'm not really a big fan of him. Don't get me wrong, it's a badass being a zombie, killing zombies. It's a badass riding a unicorn as a zombie. And it's especially a badass kicking this dude's nuts off as a zombie. However, after some point, I kinda just grow old into playing as Undead Marston. I don't know, I'm not really a big fan of him. First off, there isn't really a whole lot you can do with him. In order to even beat Undead Nightmare, you obviously gotta complete all the main missions, but you also have to complete all the optional side missions as well from strangers. So by the time you get to this point, you really can't do a lot with him. All you can do really is mop up the rest of the challenges, save the rest of the missing souls, or complete those 2 outfits for 100% completion. That's really it. It might just be me, but I also just find him kind of annoying. I mean, all you're gonna hear from this guy is just a bunch of random groans and moans and all this sorts of nonsense from him. Yeah, I understand he's a zombie, so he's gotta make these noises, but it can definitely be kind of annoying when you're riding on horseback and you're constantly hearing zombie noises. It gets to the point where he just kind of wishes he could just shut up for at least 1 minute. He gets really annoying after a while. Also, what I really hate about Undead Marston is that he also has a bit of a nerf to him. Any form of explosion can now insta-kill him. Now, dynamite I can understand, but retchers are now a new threat. What was once an annoying zombie that would just stun you into a ragdoll, now instantly kills Undead Marston if you're not careful. Don't even try to run past these guys no more. Even if you have full health, no matter what, these guys will instantly kill you. Number 2, having a bounty on your head. Now when you do bad stuff, you'll get the law on you. Along with that, you'll also be building up a bounty. The higher the bounty value, the more aggressive law enforcement will be when it comes to putting an end to your rampage runs. Either be killing you or arresting you. If you evade the cops or kill all of them, they'll stop chasing you. However, your bounty will still remain intact. The only way you can get rid of the bounty is by either surrendering to the cops, or paying your debt to society, or doing odd jobs like bounty hunts or night watch jobs to either lower the bounty value or completely eliminate it. But let's say you don't want to do that. Let's say you want to be the asshole you are and you just want to kill everybody you see in town and rack up the highest bounty you can just for fun. However, it turns out having a bounty does have its fair share of issues and consequences. When you have an active bounty, rival bounty hunters will try to capture and kill you over time in free roam. You could be minding your own business and these guys will follow your trail. And I say follow your trail in quotes because that basically means these guys just spawn out of nowhere and initiate a chase right off the bat. You now have to either run away from them or kill them and risk losing honor if you don't happen to have your bandana equipped. You could be minding your own business, roaming in the frontier, or hunting game, and you can instantly be chased by these guys who just so happen to spawn right behind you. I would be fair and say that this is of course because I was doing bad stuff in crime, but it doesn't help that it's sort of not so well executed. I mean, these guys just straight up come out of nowhere and initiate a full-on chase, immediately shooting the shit out of you when they start spawning. If you're really unlucky with these chases, these might even happen when you're helping out strangers. If it just so happens these guys spawn in as you're helping out a stranger, this instantly fails the encounter. Oh, and word of advice, don't fast travel with a bounty. If you do, you'll most likely get into a chase the minute you arrive at your destination. Don't even attempt to return back from Mexico either. These guys will just be waiting for you practically, and if they do, you're gonna be into big trouble. Oh, and another thing, if these guys spawn in and they try to kill you, don't let them kill you. If they do, you literally get sent to jail and you have to pay off your bounty regardless. Kinda weird. This man just got lit up and somehow he's in jail. But the best thing you can do in the long run is just have no bounty. Having no bounty saves all that trouble from randomly being put into chases or even just risk failing these encounters that you have with strangers. Just use a pardon letter. This little piece of paper is enough to clear your name of 400 counts of murder, 300 counts of vandalism, 60 counts of safecracking, 8 counts of Grand Theft Horse. Number 1. Forced to wear the rancher outfit. Here's a pretty unique restriction the game puts on you in the story. When you reach the last chapter of the story where John Marston reunites with his family at Beecher's Hope, you unlock a unique outfit, the Rancher. This unlocks the minute the first cutscene ends, and he looks okay in it. Not too bad. I've got one gripe with this outfit. You can't take it off, at all. You need to finish the rest of the main missions before you can change your outfits again. In other words, you have to have John Marston die at the very last mission. Now look, I understand when it comes to the story. John Marston finally wrapped up his very reckless life of being an outlaw. It's finally time the man has a break from all that and hang out with his family until he grows old. However, this just feels a bit of a punishment for the player than anything else. Because let's say you don't want to play as Jack. Let's say you don't want to have to deal with the fact that John Marston dies at the last mission, and you still want to play as him for the fun of it. You have to come to the conclusions that you'll have to wear the Rancher outfit for the rest of John Marston's lifespan until he dies when you're at this point in the game. For some reason, the option to change outfits just straight up disappears to every safe house, to the bedroom in your Beecher's Hope, to all the safe houses you have bought throughout the frontier, even at your campsite. The option just straight up vanishes from the player. I'm only really making a big deal out of this because this actually scarred me pretty badly as a child when I played this game as a kid. You see, I wanted to make a John Marston save file. I wanted to have all the outfits that you can at least unlock with John Marston before he gets killed in the final mission, and I spent a decent bit of time trying to play the minigames, and because little me didn't know shit about poker or Liar's Dice, I did ass on those minigames. I spent close to an hour once just playing poker because I didn't know anything about how to bet, how to know what hands beat what, and all sorts of bull crap. I wanted Rancher to be unlocked too because it's another outfit that you can unlock for free in the main story. But I didn't know that this outfit actually locks out all the other outfits that you can at least wear as John Marston. So, dumbass me didn't know better than I went to save my game over the John Marston save. I didn't know that this actually completely ruined my save file forever. Now I have to wear this ugly outfit. Did I say ugly? Sorry, I meant to say good outfit. He looks good in it. But, come on, I spent so much time unlocking this Bandito outfit, or any other outfit that involves betting, like blackjack, poker, and all this stuff. A little unfortunate, I would say. I was crying for hours after realizing I can't change anymore. I was very sad. Okay, I wasn't actually crying. I was just really upset. I spent a good 20 plus hours making that save, only for it to be all wasted because, well, I can't change. That was the whole point of making that save file, was so that I can change into any outfit I want as John Marston. And all of that was just wasted because of a stupid mistake.